What's good, YouTube guys? I started doing a video and I had to start it over because, guys, y'all know how I get with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. When I get to talking about this stuff, things start to pop up in my mind, and I literally got through an entire video, okay, and I wanted to restart it because I want to start right where the rubber meets the road, guys. So if you've been living under a rock, DBZ Hype tweeted out April 6th, a couple of days ago, that it's been about 10 months since the last DLC of DBZ Kakarot was released, and that we are getting more DLC that will be announced soon. I'm speculating it'll be announced in the V-Jump, but we'll see. And then a couple of days later, a day or so later, he tweeted this out. Nice soundtrack. And he quoted the tweet. So it goes with this. Guys, DBS Hype is a very extremely credible guy. And the reason I hadn't talked about this was for various reasons, but it's time to talk about it. The new DLC is going to be Bardock. It's going to be the Bardock TV special. Okay? And that's all I know right now. So speculation caps are going on. It's not Dragon Ball. It's not the Goku Black arc. Of course, I would like that, but guys, at the same time, I've always had an issue with it being Goku Black because they would have to skip the Universe 6 and 7 tournament, and that doesn't make sense because there are some very extremely prominent characters that need to be introduced in order for it to continue. You get what I'm saying? Because even in the Goku Black arc, it ends with Goku calling on Zeno. And if we've never met Zeno, you get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of loopholes with that. However, with the Bardock special, guys, we already know the story of Bardock. We know how it ends with, and it has various different beginnings and endings. I was told that they're going off of the TV special. Okay. But we also know that the history of Trunks went off of the TV special, but they also added some information. They added some things in the game that actually was talked about in Dragon Ball Super in the manga. Okay. So my question isn't about, that is a question. Okay. Are we going to fight Lord Shield? Are we going to go Super Saiyan? I would speculate yes, but there's issues with that because then if we can go Super Saiyan, is Lord Shield the final boss? Because if Frieza's the final boss, Frieza blows up Planet Vegeta. So Bardock dies. So how could he be Super Saiyan or whatever? I don't know. Guys, that's not an issue. We'll talk about that in a later video. What I want to talk about right now is seeing how they took some stuff from the Dragon that was talked about in the Dragon Ball Super manga. People in the history of Trunks, and people will say, oh, well, it's not supposed to be Dragon Ball Super. Just because it's discussed in Dragon Ball Super doesn't make it Dragon Ball Super, because the stuff with Trunks happened before the quote-unquote Dragon Ball Super began. I'm wondering, are we going to, now stick with me, are we going to be fighting Gas as a end game boss in the Bardock DLC? Okay. Because here's the thing, man. We know that Bardock died. Even in Dragon Ball Super Broly, Bardock dies when Planet Vegeta is destroyed. Okay? But we know now in Dragon Ball Super that Bardock fought against Gas. So, of course, Frieza would make sense to be the final boss, but is there going to be a special boss where we get to fight Gas? Are they going to pull that from the Dragon Ball Super manga? Because that chapter is going to be out in a couple of days, and this DLC is not going to be, this DLC will be out. By the time this DLC comes out, they'll be done with they should be done with the current situation in Dragon Ball Super manga. So it's very possible that they could do that. They did it with the history of Trunks when they did the Buru fight. Now, like I said, yes, it's being talked about in the Dragon Ball Super manga, but if you look at the timeline of those events happening, they actually happened before Dragon Ball Z. They happened before Dragon Ball because Goku wasn't even born yet, or he was a baby. He wasn't even sent to Earth yet. So they can use that as a major loophole to be able to implement those things into the story. They've done it with Trunks. They've done it with Trunks, guys. That stuff was talked about in the Dragon Ball Super manga, and it was briefly touched on in the anime whenever he fought Dabura And Dabura kills the Supreme Kai, which opens the door for Goku Black to enter into that timeline because Beerus is dead, because the Supreme Kai is dead. That stuff was discussed in Dragon Ball Super manga, even though prior to that, yes, they talked about Majin Buu and Dabura. There's different timelines that discuss those things. What happened in the game's DLC was from the Dragon Ball Super manga. So my biggest question is that, are we going to get to fight Gas as Bardock? That's something that ain't nobody going to be talking about, guys. And if you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button, guys. I haven't did Kakarot videos in a while, guys, because I've done over probably 600 videos on Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I've been talking about the game and covering the game since it was very first announced. I stopped covering it for a while because I had literally talked about everything, and there's no reason in keeping y'all here for videos of me repeating stuff that I've already talked about. That's not fair to you as subscribers, and that's not fair for me and my time as a content creator. You know what I'm saying? And I pride myself on being credible. So I may not come with you with all the glitz and the glamour as some other content creators. I may not come to you with the fanfare, but I am going to come to you with very credible and very game-based discussions and information and speculations. Okay? Nothing's going to be far-fetched on this channel. Everything is based off of things that are legitimately potential. So with that being said, guys, subscribe to the channel, man, because we back. Kakarot is back. The game is not dead. We got the Dragon Balls and we summoned Shenron and we asked for some more DLC and he gave it to us. So we're going to cover it. So like I was saying, with the whole Bardock thing, are we going to get the fight Gas? There's a potential for 3 main bosses in this game. You have Lord Chilled, you have Gas, and you have Bardock. I mean, not Bardock, God, Frieza. I'm tripping. I'm talking about Bardock. And then here's a big question. How are we going to get stronger in the game? Because the game, one of the core mechanics of the game is cooking meals. And we know full well that Bulma isn't around. We know that Chi-Chi isn't around because they haven't been born. So are they going to put Gine in the game to cook meals for Bardock? And is this going to be a full-fledged DLC, or is it going to be a boss battle episode type of thing? I hope it's not. I think it's, from what I've heard, it's going to be a full-fledged DLC like the History of Trunks was. With that being the case, what new things are they going to add to the game? How are we going to get stronger? Are we going to eat meals? Having a new producer on board, because the old producer is working on Dragon Ball The Breakers. They have a new producer, lead producer on board. So I'm wondering, are they going to finally implement where we can actually train to get stronger? Because, yeah, Goku eats a lot. The Saiyans eat a lot. That's a thing. And maybe they'll implement that in the DLC to kind of say, hey, this is where Goku and Vegeta get their amazing appetites from, is from the Saiyans. Because the Saiyans do throw down. However, the Saiyans train and they battle. And Bardock and his timeline was a lot different. We'll see more we should see more ruthlessness, to be honest with you. We should see more of that. What type of battles are we going to be able to do? Who are we going to be fighting? Because the Saiyans weren't fighting Frieza's henchmen at the time. They weren't. You know what I'm saying? They were going to other planets, conquering other planets. So are there going to be random people or enemies that we're able to fight? Who are we going to be fighting against? Who's going to be those random enemies that are going to be flying around the map that we encounter that we have to fight against? Those are extremely important questions. Now, they could start this thing up, you know, if you go watch the Bardock TV special. I mean, it basically starts with the main conflict between the Saiyans and Frieza. So they could easily do that. And like I said, you also have the Lord Chilled option that would give Bardock the Super Saiyan ability. And then you also have Gas, what happened in Dragon Ball Super. They can easily put that into the game. And I know, once again, what people gonna say, this Dragon Ball Super, this is Dragon Ball Z. Pump your brakes, Playboy. It is a flashback in Dragon Ball Super, meaning it's not happening right now in Dragon Ball Super. It happened before that. So they can get away with putting that in the game the same way they did putting Dabura in the History of Trunks. Okay. It's just speculation, homeboy. Chill out, man. Because I know people going to say, Cuckoo, but they could have get the good Goku Black. Stop that. Stop it. Stop it. All right. That's something people ain't talking about. See, so we could talk about the Bardock special all we want to, guys, but to me, that's not the most important thing with this DLC. The most important thing in this DLC is who's going to be the bosses, who are the enemies that we're going to fight. We're not going to just fight Frieza. There's going to be more enemies that we're going to fight. Are we going to have support characters? Are they going to use the other Saiyans as support characters? I think that's an amazing opportunity for them to do that. They're not going to make them playable because they died too early and they don't really have a true backstory. You see what I'm saying? What version of Gine are we going to get? You see what I'm saying? Are we going to get the Bardock TV special ruthless version of Gine? Or are we going to get the Dragon Ball Super version of Gine? You know, if we're going off of, that's the question people are going to ask. But like I said, they said that we're getting the TV special version. So with that being said, we should get the fighting Gine Saiyan form. You see what I'm saying? And I didn't see her cooking no meals. You get what I'm saying? So how are meals going to be prepared? How is our characters going to get stronger? What new in-game mechanics are going to be added to the game? And will we be able to take any of these characters into the main game? You see? Those are very important questions because we know, yeah, they're going to follow the TV special, but there's going to be some twists and turns. They're not going to follow it to a T. We're going to have some surprises like we did with the history of Trunks. So these are the things that we're going to be discussing until this DLC comes out, and we'll break these down into segments and discuss them in further detail. But I wanted to kind of present y'all with an outline like I always do, so y'all know what type of content to look forward to in the future. So guys, like I said, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, man. I'm gonna get off here because I'll sit here and talk all night, and because I got a lot of ideas and a lot of solid things that they can do for this game. That this is gonna be interesting, man. I really think it's gonna be interesting. And if I had my way with it, if I were them, I would definitely add gas. I would look at what's happening in Dragon Ball Super manga, and I would definitely add that into the into Bardock's timeline, because that it's what y'all would call canon. It's in the manga. It's there, and it happened. And even though they're talking about it in Dragon Ball Super, once again, it happened before Dragon Ball Super, so they could technically still put that in the DLC, because they're gonna have to do something to fill out the story of Bardock. So this is gonna be crazy interesting, man. It really is, and I hope that y'all sign on and tune in for the ride, because it's going to be a great show. Y'all know what y'all type of content y'all going to get from the channel, man. Till next time, y'all. Thanks for watching. Peace.